Welcome back, guys. It's Let's all talk about it here for a very special episode. We're covering Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Oh, sorry, Kira-kun.
Barry Coon.
And Hanzo Bonzo Coon.
Why is it a lot every time after all these
Because
names?
he doesn't respect the coon.
Anyways, last time we brought up Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and said we'd go more in depth. Thing is, with this shorter format that we're trying, there's no way we can cover something as grand as Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood fairly, in depth. At least there's just so much.
We didn't plan for this.
Yeah, we definitely tried.
Yeah, we thought about it, but there's just too much of a story to cover in the 15 minutes that we set forth for this episode.
So we're backing down off that.
Yeah,
Basically, we're hitting another like Q&A similar to the Dragon Ball Z special, and then maybe we'll cover this better at some later point in time. So yeah, let's hold off on that. So, anyways, let's just jump right into it, guys. What is your favorite fight?
Well, my favorite fight would have to be Wrath versus everyone, like his last and final fight. It involved like so many characters from the story. It involves Scar, Brigadier or the Buccaneer character from the
Greed.
north, the Shanghai characters, Greed, Homunculi. They all have to team up to take on this fucking god of Homunculi that's just destroying. Yeah, it's such a bloody fight. Like I know like we'd seen like violence in like this anime prior to that. This one, like, people are getting limbs cut off, people just throwing up blood everywhere. Like this final fight where, well, small spoiler coming up ahead, but like a person from Shanghai finally gets like the vengeance that they sought, and I felt like that was just like the fulfillment that should have happened in the anime. So, what do you guys think? What was your favorite fight?
My favorite was Mustang versus Envy. There was a lot of back history to their fight. Mustang killed Lust, which was a homunculi, and the whole time Envy was talking to Father, which is the main guy, saying how he can't get away with that. Envy reveals to Mustang right before their fight that he was the one who killed Hughes, which was Mustang's best friend. And it just ended up being a brutal fight. Mustang, he just obliterated Envy, burned him to where he was just a little tadpole. That's where he showed his true self. And even then, it wasn't enough for him to humiliate Envy, which was he was actually one of my favorite parts about the scene was that he was stomping on Envy as a tadpole, basically crushing him. And
Yeah, dang.
yeah,
That scene was pretty crazy.
yeah, where his own friend Hawkeye had to jump in and point a gun at him to stop him from becoming this monster. It's just a weird thing to see from one of the good guys.
Yeah, that shit was intense.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that a little more later too. But my favorite fight. Okay, it's not my favorite fight, but I'm just throwing it in there because I love this scene. It involves the fight with Sloth when Armstrong and Sig, who is what's her name? Damn it,
Izumi.
Izumi, yeah. Ed and Alphonse's alchemy teacher's mans. They tag team on Sloth, and they're both yoked as fuck, so they have to just brilliantly, masterfully show the pecs, show all the guns while they suplexing this dude.
A lot of mutual respect.
Little flex off when they do their handshake.
So I really enjoyed that. Very, very funny ending to a bad guy's history. So all right, next up is favorite characters.
Favorite character for me, it's the main character for sure. I love Ed. He's kind of the one everyone pokes fun at because he's so small, and he just provides really good comedic relief. He seems to be like the underdog, but hey, he comes through. That's all that really matters at the end. You feel me?
Ed's definitely. I have to say Ed is like the sickest character too. He's got that fire that the main character always has to have, but those golden eyes, but nobody got those eyes like that. But I guess I'll just bring up Mustang. Mustang is such a badass character, like was already said. But that fucking fire, like the passion, the hatred in him coming from a good guy it brings you to your knees. It's so intense when it like especially the scene where he kills Lust and oh man, the intensity like when he fucking snaps his fingers just to fucking light up his enemies with the flames and the like the art, the animation for Lust as she's burning, like you see her skull and it's pretty gruesome. It's such an intense scene.
Yeah, Mustang definitely has a lot of those killings.
Roasting people.
Yeah. It was a tough one for me between Ed and Mustang just because of how cool I guess Mustang is.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I don't know, he's like kind of like what I expect from a main character.
Yeah, like the perfect leader.
Like of an action anime.
Right.
But yeah, what about you, Anzo?
My favorite character would have to be Major Armstrong. I love how he provides like a lot of comedic relief, but at the same time, when it's like time for battle, he just starts sending boulder missiles to you. Can't forget he's a tank, like 6'5", 300 pounds. But it's cool that they go like in detail about like his background, like when he's like just like you see him like break down during the Ishval War because he doesn't like being in war. He hates killing people, but because he's like a government worker, he has to do it.
Yeah, he's a real softy for a big guy.
Gentle giant.
And his sister, who's also a really fresh character, always gets on him about
that. What about villains? Like who are the villains that you like the most or hate the most or whatever?
I really liked Wrath as a villain because he was just like the king, everything, and like he just hit it so well until they finally caught him, and his powers are insane. Like even like when we went in detail a while ago, this guy's like a god. He pretty much destroys everything.
He knows how to work a sword, like
he's basically like the ultimate badass. Like in other animes, like for example, Dragon Ball Z, Frieza's a badass, but you can see him being conquered because Goku like stands a chance, or he still has that fighting spirit. But this dude crushes guys to where it seems like there's no chance, and they don't overplay it. Like it's not cheesy or it's not done in a corny way. It just is really menacing and like you have to respect how powerful this guy is. He's that much of a badass.
Oh yeah, even from like the beginning, first episodes, like he's every time he shows up, it's pretty much like determined somebody's gonna die. Like even when not like 100% sure, but maybe like 75% of the time, he's pulling out that sword and he's killing somebody. Like when Alphonse gets captured, he just starts slaughtering the chimeras. He starts beating the crap out of
Greed.
Greed, the ultimate shield. He just starts toying with them when Edward was just struggling with them the whole time.
And one of my favorite parts was about this character is that they find out that he's a bad guy really early on, but they just can't do anything about it. Like when he ends up at the Führer's house, Ed does with his family because he gets invited over.
Yeah.
And they just have to basically be his bitch because he's a god.
Yeah, he's the king of the country. Can't say anything to him, but he could still kill you in the back.
And he talks with so much fucking authority, and he look you right in the eye as he says some bullshit, and Edward's just sitting there like, fuck, I can't do anything.
The voice acting for his character was spot on. It's like perfect for what you needed.
Basically, if you guys haven't got it, he's probably the consensus best villain for us.
For sure.
I mean, I really, me and Kira-kun talk about this. We kind of like, what's his name, Sloth, a lot because of the comedic relief he does. Dan's really good at saying his slogan.
Mendokusai. What's funny is that by the looks of it, from the all the mortal sins, gluttony should be like the funny one. He just looks, I don't know, round, fat, and like not
hella dumb.
yeah,
Doesn't look like he'd be
hella dumb
fighting.
basically. But Sloth is definitely like, I guess in a way I really relate to how lazy he is, and I think that's what I kind of like about him. It's when my coworker at Costco turned me onto this anime, he would say that all the fucking time. I was like, dude, I just saw Sloth. He's like, Mendokusai. So I was like, fucking got me. But yeah, he's definitely a really likable villain just because he doesn't seem very menacing. Like he's okay, he's a monster. He's a fucking
He's
ox.
huge.
He's massive, but at the same time, he's lazy as fuck, and it's kind of cool.
Basically, what that's saying, I'm not even gonna attempt to say it like Kirikun, but basically it means like what a drag. Like basically, doing any thing that involves a little bit of effort is a drag to him.
Yeah.
And I can totally feel that. Like, anytime me and Onzo Bonzo go out, like let's say my order got wrong or something, right? I look at it and just be like, fuck it. Like, it's too much work to get up, go get a new order. So
many times.
I fuss with him. I could really relate as well.
On the other side of the spectrum, I really hated Pride. And I think that was done on purpose, obviously. But just like seeing this little kid who's so fucking cocky and he's strong as fuck, like
he can back it up.
Yeah. And it's hella annoying because he's cocky as fuck and he's a little kid, and I hate that he's strong.
You can't even touch him because just his shadow is fighting. You don't really see him get beat up or anything.
And like at first, you feel sorry for this kid when you find out, fucking King or the Fuhrer is, Wrath. You're like, fuck, like he's lying to his family. Then you find out this kid's one of them too, and it's just.
So then you feel really bad for his mom and the Fuhrer's wife.
Yeah.
The
wife.
Like damn.
Hey, as long as they bring the bread home, she's happy.
She survived. It's all good.
All right. Now let's go on to saddest scenes.
Okay, I guess I'll go first. And this scene is not just one of the saddest in Full Metal. It's like the saddest scene I've seen in anime. Like I'm not gonna say first because I don't know for sure. I'd have to really think about it. But like when we were talking about this anime, this is the first scene that popped up, and that was when the Nina Tucker, which was basically there is a famous alchemist.
The life-sewing alchemist.
Yeah. Basically, what he would do is he was able to get the what are they called? Chimera.
A chimera.
Yeah, the chimera.
Oh. He successfully transmutated humans and animals.
Yeah, and at first no one knew his secret. Basically, they thought he was just making them be able to speak English and understand humans. And it just kind of is sad because they build it up as Ed and Al's there. They're playing with his kid, just this really nice little innocent girl. And then the dad, what he does is he's like a mad scientist. How do I simplify it? Basically, what he does is he takes real people and turns them into these chimeras. So the first one that he got famous for was his wife. And then he did it again for his daughter because otherwise, if he didn't come up with a new Kimura, he was going to lose his funding. So basically, he chose money over his family. The guy we talked about earlier, Scar, he ends up killing Tucker because he has a thing against alchemists. Mm-hmm. And when her dad dies in front of her, even then she still feels something for her dad.
Yeah.
She's like nudging his dead body, crying as a Kimura, saying, "Daddy, Daddy." And it just like it really fucking tears apart my heart. And then to make it worse, Scar ends up killing her as well. I guess it was a mercy killing, but
it definitely was.
Yeah, he said he couldn't separate them all.
That moment when Ed confronts this guy over being, making his own family become chimeras, like making these hybrid humans, it's pretty twisted. It was like really early in the anime.
Within the
series.
first 10 episodes.
It was like I think the first 2 or 3.
Yeah,
because it's before Hughes, and Hughes dies at 10.
Yeah,
within the first 5 then.
And it's like such an eye opener Like some, several animes have this like kind of thing where you expect something and then you see something else and it's totally twisted. And he confronts this guy and he says with his fucking like glare on his glasses, like I hate how you have like good senses for this or something. And oh man, it was fucking creepy.
Yeah, and just the point where when Ed realizes that that was the little girl that he played with, it was like it just turned really dark out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
in like one full episode, like you'd expect like something this big to like span a couple episodes. But they go from like they meet him maybe like the first minute, and then at the end, she's already dead. Like it's just shocking, like how they put that much emotion into a 30-minute episode.
Yeah.
All right. My saddest scene, oddly enough, is one of the villains. It's when General Mustang is destroying Envy, and he's left as that little tadpole worm thing. It's odd just thinking that you feel something for one of the villains, but just how desperate and like how measly this guy looks when he starts to cry about being jealous of humans and how they care for each other. And that scene where he basically rips out the Philosopher's Stone from inside of him and commits suicide because they won't end his life for him. It was just everything around that scene and that fight, and everything was just so hard hitting, especially at like later episodes, like 53, something like that.
Yeah, and just going off that again is back when I was saying about when I was talking about my favorite fight and how Mustang was crushing him and then his friends ended up stopping him. Envy actually was trying to like beg Mustang to get him like back into attacking him, talking hella shit to him. He wanted to die because it was too embarrassing for him to lose to humans, and so yeah, just the whole buildup was it was pretty devastating.
Yeah, such a brutal death. Like the only homunculi who killed themselves, the only character who killed himself in the anime.
Yeah.
Who, but my favorite scene kind of relates to that character, be the death of May Hughes, like the repercussions of it. Like May Hughes discovers like some big secret of the homunculi and what they're planning to do, and he rushes to tell the characters, but he gets intercepted by the homunculi, and he ends up getting killed by like Envy, who pretty much transforms into like his wife, and just shoots him right when he's about to tell the character. Like Mustang's on the phone trying to talk to him, and he's dead on the other end. Like you get to know this character like in the first like 2 or 3 episodes. Like he's just like some family guy trying to get through like, his career and help Mustang become the Fuhrer, but things the homunculi interfere with everything.
And the worst part about that scene to me is the fact that Envy transforms into his wife to shoot him down.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that's just a slap in the face.
Do it in
that's pretty backhanded.
the funeral scene too. Damn, fucking little girl crying. Oh, my dad has to go to work. Why are they putting dirt on him? I was like,
yeah.
shit, this is too much, man. And then Mustang starts breaking down too. I was like, shit, no Mustang. This must be unsolvable.
Yeah, he's just shedding tears.
Definitely, it was really raining, really raining. Anyways, we're running close to that time limit we're trying to hit, so I just thought we'd throw in a couple favorite scenes or honorable mentions. Mine is kind of a small moment. Ed is talking to Winry at some point, and she's worried about him, and he reassures her. And as he walks off, he's got this like really strong stance, like really macho that invisible laugh syndrome. If you go to the gym, you know what that is. Anyway, she asks herself, has it always been like that, or when did his back get so big? And he's walking off hella yoked, and it really felt like that was me walking off. And I really relate to that. So.
Okay, let's go on. So, what's yours? I'm done.
My favorite character, my favorite scene, small one too, but it relates to my favorite character, Major Armstrong. You guys know which scene it is. I brought it up a while ago, behind the scenes. But him and they're searching for, I think Edward and Alphonse, and they go to their teacher's shop to look for them.
Mm-hmm.
And there they run into Sid Curtis, mm-hmm. the wife's husband of the The teacher's husband, pretty much.
The wife's husband.
I'd hope it'd be the wife's husband.
Anyways,
husband.
this small guy's trying to talk to him, and Major Armstrong, 6'5", him, says, "Don't worry, I'll take care of this." Takes off his shirt and just starts flexing, and the guy's like, "What the hell is this guy doing?" He doesn't say anything, but you just see it in his eyebrows and shit. But he takes off his shirt. He doesn't take it off. He flexes and it pops off.
It rips off.
And
it turns into a new eel.
And they don't say anything. They're just flexing off for like a minute straight. And I was like, damn, these guys are tanks. It was just so fucking funny.
That was a good, because they flex for so long. Like, you're like, when is this gonna end? And the face that Sick is giving him is like, okay, well, I don't know how he's gonna react, but oh wait a second. Then he starts fucking flexing. He's like, oh my god, another minute of this? Like, I don't think I deserve this. I'm not worthy.
Just so much respect between the two. The two yokest guys in the fucking show.
Do you have a favorite scene? Very cool.
I guess just a quick one would probably be the very end. I'm gonna skip past what actually happens because I don't want to spoil that for you. I definitely think you should watch this. Basically, my favorite part about the ending, it goes off of what Kira-kun said, is when Winry and Ed end up together.
A little bit of
married, having 2 kids, living a normal life. It's especially satisfying after you see all the bullshit they go through throughout the entire series. And I really think that when the scene that Kira-kun was talking about when she realized how yoked his back was, that was the first
for sure
show of love.
That was like the start of it.
Yeah,
you realized that dang, he's a badass. She's falling for him.
That's when I knew it was gonna end that way.
One thing I really liked about that was the way he brought up his confession. Was talking about alchemy, like the exchange, the equal exchange thing. He's like, so I'll give you a part of me, and you give me a part of you. And she's like, you're so dumb. Why not the whole, like, all of us?
Yeah, he's really smooth, really smooth.
The blushing in between that's really good.
And shout out to his little brother Al for finding his girl too. Basically, everyone finding their girl at the end. It's really fun.
Really happy ending.
Dr. Loveberry really roots for that.
You should have expected that one.
Sneak in the rom-com.
But let's wrap it up with one last question.
All right, you already know what it is. Pass the ass.
And we're not gonna specify the 2 characters. We're just gonna leave it open to all the characters. You feel me? Yeah, it could be anyone.
You got voice.
I think probably I got to give it to Lust. I almost want to give it to Winry just because she's the main character, but Lust. I mean, you ain't fucking with Lust.
She a baddie.
Yeah, I'll pick the wild card, Olivier Armstrong, General. She's fucking badass.
She got the lips though.
Yeah.
Real hey, both of those are tempting, but I like the down to earth girl, so I gotta go with my girl Winry. Lust, I don't know if I can handle that. I'll say though.
You for sure couldn't. I promise you that.
Damn, bud, give me a chance. All right, guys. Well, that was it for this week's episode. Gotta wrap it off. We're gonna, just a heads up, possibly have a week off. Our boy Barry Coon is gonna go on a little trip, so.
Yeah, shout out to Terrence, shout out Juan and Amy. We're gonna go off. Leave it at that.
And shout out, I want to plug, shout out to our Facebook page. Go look us up. Let's Otaku Bout it. Like us. We're gonna have pictures of shit we talk about. We're gonna have
a lot of behind the scenes shit.
Behind the scenes.
Get to see the studio for once. See what we're talking about.
Pictures of Anzo's ass crack.
Definitely a few of those.
All kinds.
All right, guys. That's it for this week. Peace, though. Peace.
Peace, though. Peace.
Peace, though. Peace.
Peace, though. Peace.
No, peace, though. Peace.